Today it's Saturday, today it's match day Atalanta Juve, the last one before things are really getting serious because next week on the 24th Juventus Parma, the first match day of Serie A. I can't wait. Three things that I demand of the game of today against the Bergamaschi. Then we speak about international football, Mercato of course, with some rumors, some voices of Barcelona potentially interested in Dusan Vlahovic. And then yesterday Federico Chiesa scored his first goal in Premier League and a bit of controversial words. If you're ready, Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. If you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This evening, Atalanta Juve, of course, we will be here to do a watch along, so you will not be alone. You will have a fantastic community of Juventini here in the chat. If you want to watch the game, you have two options, or you're living in Italy and you can watch it on DAZN if you have a subscription. Otherwise, if you're living outside of Italy, the game will be available on the app OneFootball. You can watch it on your PC, on your television if you have a smart TV, or on your phone. They are asking a small fee. I don't know the price if it's correct for the every single country, so you need to check it by yourself. Go on OneFootball on the matches, and that's where you can watch it. Guys, ragazzi, the predicted lineup of today, well, looks like Igor Tudor really wants to go with his best lineup, which means Di Gregori into the goal, Kalulu, Bremer, and Lloyd Kelly on the left, Joao Mario on the right side of the field with Locatelli, Thuram, and then on the left, Cambiaso. Up front, Conceição, Yildiz, and Jonathan David. Can there be some changes? Yes, potentially there could be Gatti on the right with Kalulu on the left with Kelly on the bench. It could be that Koopmeiners will see some minutes also today. That should be the starting lineup of today. We are not 100% sure, and for what reason, because yesterday was Ferragosto, the journalists were not working, so probably the entire leaks of the formation, they didn't get them. So let's see and wait a bit later today to understand the real starting lineup against Atalanta, a game that should be seen as a serious game by the Juventini because it's the last one. We didn't have a lot of opportunities to play big games because if you're really honest, which game did we play seriously? Only Dortmund. There was the game against Reggiana, it was the really first one with 45 minutes for each player, and then we played a Juve next gen game that we didn't even see the starters playing because from the moment that they were on the field, 6 minutes later there were the invasion on the field. So today is a really important game. The three things that I'm demanding for this evening are: one, and that's the most important thing, no injuries, please. We saw it also against Juventus next gen with Miretti, that muscular problem, 15 days out before doing new test, and then we will understand. Some people are speaking about 3 weeks at least, if not 1 month. Some people, some Juventini are happy because that means that he will not be on the market because he will not do it on time to recover and to do the medical test somewhere else, which means that he will stay at least until January to Juve. I'm never happy about a player that got an injury, especially not in preseason, because it messed up a bit with him being on time to start really well. And I also believe, if you really believe in the player, keep him regardless of injury or not. If you don't believe in him, sell him. It is what it is, guys, but not as an excuse. He's injury, so we cannot sell him anymore. Anyway, that's my thought. So that's the first one, no injury. The second one, I want to see a Cambiaso against Dortmund performance offensively, and I want to see a Cambiaso with Allegri defensive performance. So I want to see a double performance from Cambiaso. I will not be satisfied with only an offensive or only a defensive performance. I want to see a combination of both because I want really to see the Cambiaso of that first season at Juve, or let's see the first 18 months at Juve where he was a top player, and I'm really confident that he can go back to that level, but he needs to pay attention to do both phases. Now, the third thing that I'm asking, from the moment that he will play, that he stars, like some leaks are saying, or that he will enter in the second half, I want signs of awakening of Teun Koopmeiners. Why am I saying that? Because today we are playing against his ex-team. Maybe we can close the circle. Maybe this could be the real start of Teun at Juve. Look, last year we have been really harsh on him, and correctly, because it was absolutely not the Koop that we were expecting this season. He didn't start in showing a sign, but yes, it's true, he's not on the market for a simple reason. There are absolutely no offers for him, so he will receive his second chance, but it's now time to repay the Juventini, the trust that they gave in you last summer, where we were waiting for him the entire summer, but also to repay the investment that Juventus did, because I tell you, it's important to have a Koop at top level. Can he reach it at today? I'm scared about it. I told you I'm a bit worried about it, but that's why I would love some signs of awakening from Teun Koopmeiners. And these are the three things that I'm expecting or that I'm demanding today. If we are going towards Mercato, well, there were some voices yesterday spread by Gazzetta dello Sport. You know that Gazzetta is close to Dusan Vlahovic, especially with Fabiano Della Valle. Is it true or not? I have absolutely no idea. But that Barcelona could potentially be interested in Dusan Vlahovic. Is it for this summer? Is it for next summer? I have no idea. But in their idea, they're already looking for the post-Lewandowski, because Lewandowski is going towards the end of his career, and they are looking for a player that could be his sub. Now, I will tell you, if it's for this season, they need to pay a sum to Juve, and on top of the sum that they are paying for Juve, even if it's 18, 17 million euro for the Serbian player, well, they need to pay his salary. 12 million euro is what he's receiving at Juve and what he wants from another team to move there. If he doesn't receive that, he wants the compensation of Juve for that first year. I'm not sure if Barcelona is the best team to go for if you are expecting a full salary, because we know it. They have a lot of problems in actually putting the players in the registered players so that they can have their money. It's a big disaster in terms of salary mass in the Spanish La Liga for Barcelona since a few years now. So I am not sure that he will receive his money if he goes there. Not sure that he will be able to be registered on time for the salary that he has. But on top of that, not sure that Barcelona is really thinking about Dusan Vlahovic. We know the salary that he is requesting. Then if he will be okay to lower his expectation because Barcelona is a top team that is playing Champions League and maybe one of the teams that he would really love to join, and regardless of the salary that he can have, that's another story. But that today, I don't really think that is feasible. The only thing that I hope is that he doesn't have already an agreement with Barca to stay at Juve one more year, even if it's on the bench, and then next year going there for free. That would be, according to me, not really beautiful from Dusan Vlahovic. We will have time to speak about it because Mercato will end in 14-15 days. We close on the 1st of September. We have a prize for Matt O'Reilly from Brighton. Brighton is asking for 30 million euro. They are counting on him. They are okay if he leaves, but only at 30 million euro. Is this an investment that you would do? I still need to understand what the idea of Juve is for Matt O'Reilly. Is he a bench player that could possibly cover the vice Yildiz role? Is he a bench player that could cover the vice Thuram? Can he play as vice Locatelli? Can he play in a three-man midfield? He can play a bit everywhere, but what is the idea of Juve? So if you tell me 30 million is what we want to invest for the Danish player, okay, great, fantastic, but where will he play? What is the position? What is the idea of Juve? This is something that I would love to understand before telling you 30 million it's valid for the player, yes or no. That at the moment I don't know. We also have finally a price, or at least we know what Atletico Madrid wants to put on the table for Nico Gonzalez. If a few days ago we were really thinking that the here we go would be extremely imminent, well, at the moment no. Juventus is asking for 30 million euro, while Atletico Madrid, the Colchoneros, they are ready to put on the table between 20 and 25 million euro for a permanent deal for the Argentinian. What will be Comoli's decision on that? Will he be able or ready to sacrifice a few million going towards the 25 and then giving green light? I have absolutely no idea. But at the moment, it's not that imminent as a lot of people would think. So we need to be a bit more patient there. And that's also why at the moment we are not accelerating that it's for O'Reilly, that it's for a Zegrova, like I told you yesterday, maybe, or for whatever other players. So at the moment, or a Sancho, for example. At the moment, everything is standby because at the moment, nobody left. The only one that could possibly leave in the next few hours is Douglas Luiz, because Nottingham Forest is really starting to be extremely serious and ready, not only for the player, but also to negotiate with Juve to give what Juve is asking. Let's see. Then international football, as I told you yesterday, Liverpool, Chiesa scored the winning goal, the momentarily 3-2, because then you had the fourth goal of Mohamed Salah. He entered at the 82nd minute. He scored a really beautiful goal. I was in a way happy for Federico scoring his very first goal in Premier League after a really difficult season last season, because he never played. I believe he played like 5-6 games in Premier League and not even as a starter. So Federico Chiesa yesterday scored, but the after game, the post-game interview was a bit annoying me, where he said, look, last year I arrived at Liverpool in difficult condition because I didn't train with Juve. And this held me back. After a year, I'm getting some satisfaction. Look, Federico, I would even understand it that you didn't start with the same conditions as other players, because it's true, he didn't train, he didn't do a real preseason with Juve. I can totally understand that. But on the other side, what is the excuse for the other months when you catched up, when you were counting up, when you were actually at the same level physically as the other ones? Because I can understand it for August, for September, for October, for November, but what about December, January, February? I still don't get it. So also because you see a player like Dean Huijsen that never trained or never did the preseasons with Juve. Well, when he went to Bournemouth, I think he did really well. I think he did much better than really well. In the beginning, of course, he was on the bench. He needed to wait for his opportunity. But when he had the opportunity, he didn't leave the team. He didn't leave until the summer when Real Madrid was putting 60 million euro on the table. So Federico, calma, a bit calma. Now, is Federico the king back? Oh, calma. We know it is still not a first option for Arne Slot. That made him actually play out of desperation because they needed to find an offensive solution. He made him play for at the 82nd minute, so for 8 minutes of the game. So calma on that one. I'm not even sure if he will stay at Liverpool, or maybe, who knows, Milan or Napoli could be a last minute opportunity. If he wants to play, personally, for his good, for his career, I would leave Liverpool because I don't see him playing a lot there. Let's see. Anyway, yesterday I watched Stade Rennes against Marseille, because I'm always curious, especially the first games of Ligue 1. I really like Ligue 1. I know it's a bit hipster. I know it's unpopular, but I really liked it. And yesterday was a really beautiful game with Stade Rennes with 10 men from the 30th minute. Why am I speaking about that? Because of course I was watching Balerdi in a way. Balerdi impressed me also in terms of leadership, also before the game, how he was speaking with his men, etc., etc. After the game, he said, yes, there were interest from Juve, but I'm the captain for Marseille and I want to stay there. Then in the last minutes, because they lost 1-0, even if they played more than 60 minutes with 11 men, you see that the super high defensive line, he was not able to keep his man. He didn't pay attention that there was a man behind him. That ball is going over. He made a mistake there, leaving actually the striker one-on-one with the goalkeeper. What did I think about the game? Well, it was a really pleasant game for 30 minutes with both teams that were attacking. And then you see a Marseille that went into the De Zerbi style, 72% ball possession, but never really dangerous. If not for Rabiot in the first half with a shot on the post, and then Timo that entered at the 45th minute for the second half with a beautiful cross that went on the header from one of the center backs, also there on the post for Marseille. So a bit unlucky in a way, yes, but much more than that, not really. It was the boring De Zerbi style, a lot of possession without a lot of solutions. And yesterday, again, I believe that De Zerbi really, it's time now for him to learn from his mistakes from the past, because it's always like that. Then you see that they are attacking, they are not paying attention, they are not really focused, especially defensively, leaving so much space to the players of the opponent team. And this is what happened yesterday. It happened also with Brighton, it happened also last year, it happened in the past when he was at Sassuolo. At Shakhtar, I didn't follow, to be totally honest, but that's really a disaster defensive line yesterday, and it's not the first time. Happened a lot of time in that game of yesterday, where with exactly the same counter attacks, well, Marseille was totally exposed. They need to pay attention for that, otherwise will be again difficult to compete against a team like l'Olympique de like Paris Saint-Germain. If you enjoyed the video, please put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe, and we see each other later today for the watch along of Atalanta Juve. Grazie, forza Juve.